What is going on, guys? It is Dan the aka Daniel's son, and I am here with a special guest. I am here with Overdue Bob Cat 50, aka the Chase Man. What's going on, Chase?
Hey everybody, hey Danny.
This is actually your first stream, our first, I guess, podcast with me. So this is a real
Yeah.
special Sunday before, all these main events are happening tonight, like the wrestling main event, Fastlane and stuff. But
Oh
today
yeah.
we are talking anime. I want to welcome Paul, who's already in the stream. What's going on, Paul? This is actually this. I've done a couple podcasts like this. We call this the Just Saying podcast, and we're just saying, man. And then this podcast, we're talking the animes we love, and some of them we kind of hate. And this is to people who kind of are new to the anime game. And I've get so many questions, Chase, about what anime should I watch for a first timer, or some anime like I have this video up called Haganai, which is an anime that people loved but hated the ending and wanted a season three, but hated the ending of the light novels. So they wanted something similar. So I'd recommend something similar to Haganai that didn't have a crappy ending. Because as we know, anime could have such a shitty ending, such a
Yeah.
really bad ending.
That's so true.
Uh, so we're going to be talking about some of the animes we love, and then just some of the animes we would recommend, and some of the animes maybe we're looking forward to, because there's a lot of like there's so many titles when it comes to anime, when it comes to manga. So I'm going to start off with you, Chase. What is one of your favorite animes you would recommend to a newbie, basically?
Well, if I'm going newbie, it's always easiest to start off with like My Hero Academia or Naruto or Demon Slayer, like some of the popular ones.
Yeah,
So I'm just like My Hero.
yeah, because My Hero is just killing. Like in the past, there used to be the big three, right? There used to be Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, and
Yeah.
then now we're in the present day, and now these titles like My Hero Academia and Demon Slayers are two of the biggest titles, especially Demon Slayer over there in Japan and
Yeah.
over there overseas is humongous. And then you still, got your Dragon Ball Z's and stuff.
hmm
But let's talk about My Hero Academia, because My Hero Academia is definitely the one that I think is just grasping the general audience. Is like a Naruto, is like a Dragon Ball Z. I call it the gateway anime, basically. So, what are your thoughts on? So, how did you get into My Hero Academia, Chase? And how much love do you have for this series?
No, I my thing.
Oh, got a little cut off a little bit. No, Paul. I mean, I definitely like Steins Gate. I haven't seen Steins Gate just yet. I heard about it, and
Okay.
then Death Note for sure. So yeah,
All right,
go
let's
ahead,
start.
Chase. Go ahead.
We start with My Hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's start off with My Hero real quick,
So
because
Paul.
I think that's the most right now. It's the most popular right now, and it is
Okay.
definitely something. I guess if you were to recommend to a newbie, like you would probably want to start off with My Hero Academia.
Yeah, and apparently Paul here hasn't seen it yet, so he has to hear about how great My Hero Academia is. I do love Death Note though, by the way. I do Death Note is freaking awesome. But if we're going My Hero, man, like it was the second anime I started after started watching anime, first being Naruto, going into My Hero. And it was just so easy to get into, being a person who's a big fan of like comic books and superheroes, because it's just a unique taste on like superhero powers. It
Hmm.
reminds me of like an anime Sky High, like the old movie Sky High.
Oh yeah,
So this is
the Disney movie, right? Yeah.
yeah, and it's just like all these heroes and stuff going to school, and it's just a great way to get an anime because it's very related. It's it definitely has a lot of inspirations from like American comics and everything,
Hmm.
and but was still with that anime spin to it. Yeah,
Yeah, you say Sky High. I When I first got into My Hero Academia, it kind of really reminded me of X Men. X Men meets like The Incredibles a little bit
yeah,
with that little. It's a in a bit. It's getting a little bit darker as we're currently going on through the seasons,
mm,
and especially in the manga. But it is a lighthearted kind of anime. It's more of what it does well. It really sets up a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters here, but there's a
yeah,
lot of characters you like.
yeah,
And the main character is Deku, And that's my boy Deku, man. He's the guy that you root for. He's the guy that's going to be the number one hero. But then you
Yeah.
got Bakugo, and one of
My favorite.
my favorite is Froppy. I
Oh
love
yeah.
Froppy. I love me some Froppy. I think she needs more screen time. I think she's a badass. She's skilled. She's smart.
Yeah.
She is. I think she could go toe to toe with a lot of these characters. They do have, of course, the tournament arc.
Yeah.
Some point down the series. But what's so great about My Hero Academia is that there's a lot of characters to really cling on to and really
Yeah.
like. And yours is Bakugo. Why do you like Bakugo? Because I know a lot of people love Bakugo, and
Yeah.
Bakugo to me is like the Vegeta of the series. It's
He's
just
very much Vegeta of the series.
so. What makes you
But even
love
harder to
him though?
like. I think it was interesting because he's the character you hate at first. Like he's that character. Like he especially like just is an asshole.
Yeah,
Like a huge asshole in the beginning of the series, man.
to
Like
Deku, to Deku especially.
To Deku, yeah. And you just don't understand why he's so egotistical and stuff like that. And then as you definitely in season 3, they go into a very deep character development for him, and you understand he doesn't change. He doesn't become like a better person. You understand him. You understand why is the way that he is. You understand that, like, honestly, like Deku pushes a lot of his friends and stuff to be better, but no one pushes his classmates better than Bakugo. Like in certain
That's
parts
very
of the
true.
anime,
That's very
Bakugo
true.
really pushes his classmates in a different way that no one else thinks about.
Well, you need that in anime. There's always a rival, right? There's always
Yeah,
Goku and Vegeta. There's Naruto and Sasuke. You can even say Luffy and Zoro.
yeah,
But for this one, it's Deku and it's Bakugo. And throughout the progression of the series, you see that they're trying to one up each other. Deku's finally taking that step,
yeah,
to really become what he needs to become. And Bakugo is trying to meet him every step of the way.
yeah,
So this anime, what's so great about this anime is that it is for everybody. I've noticed, like, so let's say Death Note, right? Death Note
yeah,
isn't for everybody. I mean, majority of
no,
people love Death Note,
yeah,
but for My Hero Academia, it's kind of like to me, it's kind of like a PG-13 film,
yeah,
than a rated R film. A rated
yeah,
R film, only so many people are gonna like watch it. While PG-13 film, like majority of everybody's gonna watch it.
yeah. No, it's a super fun anime, and I'm a person that like I like my animes to kind of be fun. That's what I'm into anime with is a lot. Like I like the lighthearted stuff. I like the fun stuff. I mean, Paul mentioned One Punch Man is very fun, and I'm watching one season 2 right now, and I
Yeah.
love One Punch Man just because it is fun. The story definitely in season 2 is kind of meh, but overall, like it's such a funny anime. I can just keep watching it.
Yeah. With One Punch Man, it's a it's a
Here,
uh, cut it off a little
is
bit, Chase.
it's got an awesome story and great character development. It's also just funny and fun to watch on top of that.
Well, it's kind of funny because when I was watching Boku no Hero Academia, I was also watching One Punch Man season one, and they both have the same category or the same kind of like it's heroes, right? It's a
Yeah.
heroes. It's an organization. They work as heroes. But it's kind of a different feel where One Punch
Yeah.
Man is humorous because the main guy, all he did like 500. He does 500
Yeah.
what squats
Well,
or
One Punch
pull-ups
Man
and stuff, and
is basically the thing that makes fun of My Hero Academia. I don't think I think One Punch came out just before My Hero, but it still feels like it makes fun of My Hero directly almost sometimes. The way it does its systems.
yeah, a
It
little
makes fun of
bit.
superheroes in general.
It's Yeah, and there's so many like the superhero genre is just like all over the place.
Yeah.
And then but it's good to see that One Punch Man can succeed as its own
Yeah.
thing, and so could My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
So My Hero Academia, what I think is the appeal is a lot of the camaraderie with all these characters as well, and there's a character for everybody. I
Yeah.
mean, I like Deku because I like my protagonist to be down and out but rise up, right?
Yeah.
And I also like Tenya. I like
He is great.
Todoroki.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I like the villains in here. What I've noticed about My Hero Academia, when you get into this anime, I think a lot of people like this anime is because the uniqueness of all the characters too. They all
Yeah.
have that different, distinguished look, which is
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else other than Bakugo that you're a big fan of that you could really like? Because I think this show really appeals to everybody just because of the characters.
Their last season they came in with. There's two characters I want to see more of, and that's Lemillion and Sun
Oh
Eater.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Lemillion in particular, like man, I'm so interested to see where his story goes. I'm not going to spoil what happens to him, but like
Oh
what
yeah, no
happens to him in
spoilers
that
here.
season, like I'm just like, dude, like he's just so awesome. Where does he go from here, man? Like Lemillion is a great character because he's just like Deku, the main character, in so many ways, and but kind of with a shittier situation than the main character Deku.
Yeah, honestly, when I watched him, like, why is this guy not the main character? Honestly,
Yeah,
because Lemillion
he
is,
can.
and he has that look. It's so funny. I love the look of him because it's so like Fallout.
Yeah, he
Uh,
is very fall. He looks like the guy from Fallout, or like him and Mob Psycho mixed together.
yeah, and it just works for me. It definitely works
Mhm.
for that like the universe they created for the show. So there's a lot to like here. I mean, the fight sequences are great. I do
Yeah,
think that they kind of hit you over the head with a lot of the flashbacks. Of course, you get in a lot of shonen anime.
yeah,
A lot of these like speeches, they always try to they cue the music and they get somebody to do this crazy speech when you like see this a million times. So
Mhm.
I really like My Hero Academia, but it's not without its faults. But
Yeah. It's good.
I guess I would have to say, like, Chase, what is your favorite arc so far? Because I think there's what 3 or 4 seasons already done, and we're
Of
going on
My
the fifth
Hero,
season. Yeah,
I'd probably have to go. Man, it's hard. It's between the like that Lemillion arc that they had, the overhaul arc,
yeah,
and I honestly I'd have to go the overhaul arc. I love that arc because, like I said, it introduces Lemillion and Sun Eater,
hmm
like two characters who I freaking fell in love with instantly. And there's also like Kirishima, dude, gets I think one of the most badass scenes in there.
yeah.
There's Deku and his moment to shine, of course, at the end. That overall arc is phenomenal.
I would say the tournament. The tournaments
It's a,
always seem to grasp me a lot.
yeah.
It's just like kind of showcasing what they got and what they
When
can
I
improve on.
when I think of the tournament's amazing. Of
Hmm
course, I love the fights. I think one fight underrated is the Bakugo versus
Oh,
Uraraka fight.
Uraka, yeah,
I think that
yeah.
fight's great. But when I think about that arc, I'm like, it's a great arc, but it doesn't beat Naruto tuning. So I can't put that as my favorite
I
of them.
know, I know,
It
I
doesn't
know,
beat Naruto tuning,
I
and yeah,
know.
or
It's
even like
good.
Dragon
It's
Ball's tournament arcs that they have.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, Dragon Ball Z was kind of like, and then Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah,
seen that
I
one.
haven't seen that one. I've heard a lot about it.
Yu Yu, like the tournament art is what everybody talks about that series,
Yeah,
even though it's a fantastic series.
yeah,
And then also, I would say, what to watch My Hero Academia alone is to watch All Might. All
yeah,
Might is such a great like, I would say he's a great teacher, but he's a great hero, man. Like I
yeah.
couldn't understand why all these people like adore him, and then just to see his weakness and to see that he can't be a hero no more, and just the different forms he takes. Like I freaking love All Might. I think All Might's a great creation that
He
we've
is.
had in the past decade. I think he's fantastic.
He is. I think they've done a phenomenal job with him from everything, like his power, the way he teaches Deku, but he's also like he's the teacher and stuff like that. And he seems like this all powerful person, but he's got a lot of flaws to himself, and he's got a lot of, he's got stuff. He still seems to be learning sometimes as a teacher and how to be a leader to these young heroes.
Yeah, yeah, especially, and then you would think that it's crazy how like even Bakugo respects, like, loves him and wants to
Loves
be
him.
like
Yeah.
him, and he's
Hmm.
like he doesn't have the attitude, or you wouldn't seem like somebody like him would worship this guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, My Hero Academia is definitely so to start off this podcast, it's to start off with, like, if you had to pick an anime to really kind of grasp your just general audience, I think this is the
Yeah.
perfect anime to like
I think.
tell them
Yeah.
about.
It was the first anime you recommended it to me after I finished Naruto because I finished
Hmm
Naruto. This was the first anime I was like, I want to watch so much more. And you're like, okay, go to My Hero because that's another one. So I remember that.
Yeah, My Hero is definitely that's why I recommended it to you, because
Yeah.
I mean, if you grew up with Dragon Ball Z, if you grew up with
Yeah.
Naruto, like this was like the next step evolution
Yeah.
for the for shonen anime.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on from My Hero Academia. We're actually gonna go into a little deeper conversation
Okay.
of an anime that a majority of the anime community knows about, but maybe the general audience just hasn't taken a chance on. They see it
Yeah.
on Netflix, and I'm gonna throw in one of my
I
favorite
can.
animes,
I can. I
Chase,
think I can guess. I think I can guess what it is. Go for it.
Code Geass.
Yes. Yes.
Lelouch of the Rebellion.
I thought you were gonna say Gurren Lagann, but now I'm so
I'll
much more
get to
excited.
Gurren Lagann. I love
I'm so
Gurren,
much more excited.
I love Gurren Lagann, but I know you're
I
not
love
as
Gurren
hyped as
Lagann, but
me.
man, Code Geass is so good. Holy
Code
shit.
Geass. When I don't even know how I got into this anime, but I got into it and I bought the a couple of years back. I bought the DVD box set because it was so good.
Yeah.
So Code Geass is it has a little mecha in there, but it's more of
A
a
lot.
strategic and really character based anime, and that's because you have these characters. One in particular, the main character, who's kind of an anti-hero, or it's crazy because we're talking about Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan recently, but a lot of
Yeah.
people will go to like Eren's doing exactly what Lelouch is doing. That's
Yeah.
right, Lelouch,
Very
awesome
much.
name, awesome character design, awesome power. The Geass power is so cool. How you could just manipulate people, and you can only and the consequences you can only use it a couple or like at least one just one time on a person. And the things he does with it, like if you like Death Note and if you liked L and Light's situation and you like the back and forth chess match, I think Lelouch could take on both of them.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
And
it,
I mean,
man?
it's
And that's what Chase's thoughts. I see picking up.
the comics. It's they they feel very similar to Death Note and Geass, even though they're very different.
Yeah, they're very different. I mean, like it's a different. Oh, there it goes. I think I lost Chase for a minute. Chase will come back. Let me just say like, yeah, man, Lelouch Lelouch, if he were to battle L or Light, right? I mean, Lelouch is like another. There's been a couple times in this anime though that he just overthinks it. He overthinks it, or he just is not necessarily. He makes mistakes. He makes mistakes but like eventually, L does and Light does. Like those characters make mistakes as well. But his brain is so freaking big, and he's able to. He's definitely a master at chess when it comes to throwing a rebellion together because that's what he does. He gets his rebellion together and he goes against the shoot. I forgot what their name was. The what the hell is it called? I can't. Chase is not here to tell me what the name was, but the whole basically empire. He goes against the empire, even though he's associated with them. So, like this anime, 2 seasons, fantastic characters. A lot of people love. A lot of people love CC. I love CC. I got Chase back in there. Back on Chase. Chase is not back on yet, just yet. You got Colin. I mean, there's so many characters in here that you just get attached with, and that's what I love about this series. And there's so many like absolute like twists in this series that I freaking love. There's a couple filler moments in here that I would probably take off, but there's so many twists in here. There's so many consequences in here. This is everything I want in anime. The music is phenomenal. Music is phenomenal. I fucking love the music. I have every track on my phone. Are we back on Chase? I think I hear Chase or a monkey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy. Britannia.
Can you
That's
hear me?
right.
Can
I'm
you?
sorry.
Am I back?
You're back. Can you hear me?
It might be the squeaking.
Let's see. Let's get Britannia. That's right. That's what.
My Wi-Fi's in
It's been a while.
save.
Can you hear me,
Let's
Chase?
hope.
Check your 1 2.
Yes.
Okay. So I forgot the empire's name. Britannia. It's Britannia. Exactly.
No, come on. Yeah,
Chase, can you hear me?
I can't. I'm sorry, man. I'm looking at my, like, literally have my
Yeah, it
Wi-Fi
was
thing
Britannia.
right next to my desktop. Yeah, Britannia. Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Yeah. Um. So tell me a little bit about the like what did you think about overall the series, Chase?
Dude, when I first went into it because you recommended it. I went into it like with so little expectations because I saw there was mecha and stuff, and I've never been a big mecha
Yeah,
fan.
I never been a big fan of
Never,
Gundam either.
never,
Yeah.
yeah. And I go into it, and I was like, and I didn't like the look of it and everything. And then I started watching, and it hooked me. It hooked me by like the first or second episode. Like I realized that it was such a different show than I thought,
Mm-hmm.
than I expected. And as I kept watching, it just simply got better. It just got better. It never went downhill. There was never a point where it jumped ship. It just got freaking better and better. And by the end of it, it became my favorite anime outside of Naruto.
I think Code Geass presented like one of the greatest just overall characters I've ever seen in Lelouch.
Yeah,
Because you know what you understand why he started this rebellion. You understand the love for his sister Nanali,
yeah,
and not only that, like but you see him, you see the things he's done and what
hmm
happens with the things he does in the series. It backfires sometimes.
yeah.
You know, one of his sisters
hmm
using the Gios on accident.
Yep. No,
Fuck,
that scene crazy.
that was a crazy. And then shit, what was the girl who loved him so much?
Oh, the redhead girl, not the
The
redhead.
orange hair girl, isn't it?
The orange haired girl. Yeah, she was. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then she ends up fucking getting killed. Like there's a oh shit, we're supposed to
Spoilers,
spoilers.
man. Come on.
Spoilers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Like that one.
Um, so there's a lot of like deaths in here that just like absolutely insane, and it's because of this character's involvement,
Yeah.
Lelouch. But then you understand towards the end of the series of why this had, you know, why the long journey and how it
Yeah.
ended was perfect. Like from beginning,
hmm
middle, and end, this was like an overall perfect anime. This sucked me in.
Yeah.
Uh, every episode, not every episode. So there was some filler, like I was saying, but it was
Yeah,
a
there's
lot
a
of
little bit.
fun. It was a
It
lot
was
of fun.
the fillers were fun. The fillers were good. They were never a terrible filler.
Yeah, I love the thought
Um,
that C2 loved her goddamn Pizza Hut.
yeah, yeah. I know, and for me, it felt like they really wrote it, and they planned. They seemed to have it really planned out very very well. Like they knew how they were going to get to their ending, how they're going to go to it, and how they're going to build the character Lelouch, and how he in his like ultimate turn to this anti-hero or that he becomes.
Yeah, and then the look of this series. I mean, even the design of
Yeah.
the characters, they're sleek, right? They're skinnier. They have that uniqueness to them, and you would think that
Mhm.
you want to get it involved in it. Like you wouldn't like the actual the look of the world, but
Yeah.
you
You
actually
f-
love it.
yeah, the whole world they really engross you into it for sure.
Yeah, and then I just love the design of the characters,
hmm
Britannia side, and then when Lelouch takes on as Zero, I love
Yeah.
it. It reminds me of Zorro a little
Yeah.
bit. I love the Zero look. I love the Suzaku and his rivalry. Suzaku's great.
Shizaku's
Suzaku,
a phenomenal character.
that dude is trying to
Hit
change it on the inside of because he's not Britannian. He's just a commoner
their
basically.
their like internal conflicts between those two and their ideals of how they want to like save the world is so interesting. Definitely for him because he takes on he for him to become a part of the Britannian government and become a part of the Knights of the Realm, I believe it was.
Yeah,
Like for
yeah, the
him
Knights of
to
the
do that, despite what they did to him and his people, like was such an interesting thing
Oh,
to see, man. Like
oh,
his
no doubt.
viewpoint. I was
No
like,
doubt.
that's crazy. Because for me, I would never help out a government that did all that shit to me and my people. Like I just wouldn't. And like for him to be like, no, we can change this for the better,
Well, that's the
was such
beauty. That's the beauty, Chase. Like the characters in here, because Colin is one of those type where she's all in
mhm.
of fucking taking
Yeah,
down
all
Britannia.
in. I'd be totally calling. I would 100% be calling. I just wouldn't be as hot.
Yeah, I don't know, Chase. You're okay.
Yeah,
We don't have you right now. Look, they don't see your face, but
yeah.
one
Man,
of these days,
I really want pizza. All
pizza
right.
sounds good right now.
All right.
But no, Colin is a great character too because she's. It's just crazy to see how gradually she just falls in love with Zero and the
hmm
thought of Zero. right? And
Yeah.
then but then she's like fucking she's the one leading the charge, Zero's
Yeah.
brigade, and like she holds her own, and she's like one of the best fighters, and she's going against
Mm-hmm.
Suzaku. Like the fights in this anime are splendid. That's
Oh,
like
excellent.
I could say it's just the aerial battles,
Yeah.
the way these mechs move, the music
Mhm.
that swirls around them, like it is phenomenal. Like this
Yeah.
is hands down one of the best animes I've ever seen in my life.
It's like I said, for me, like if I didn't have such a weird love for Naruto, because that was the first anime I loved,
Yeah.
I think Code Geass is my favorite anime. Like as a masterpiece that it is, it's my number one.
Would
It's
you
just,
give it? Would you give it a 10 out of 10?
100%,
Yeah,
100%. If there's any anime I give a 10 out of 10, it's Code Geass.
Code Geass is a 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, it's
And
such,
I wouldn't even give Death Note a 10 out of 10. I'd give that a 9 out of 10. I think
because
Code
of the
Geass.
second half.
Because of the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, Code Geass, it has everything. It has your dark moments, it has your light moments, it has your characters, it has your music, it has your storyline. It goes in a great pace too. There's 2 seasons of it, but it doesn't feel like 2 seasons. Like you want more.
No, only one.
They have a movie. The movie is loosely connected to the series. Like it has a manga. Like this thing is popular and this thing is amazing. But if you haven't seen it, like we're telling you right now, it's a 10 out of 10 anime. It is something you just, I mean, even if you don't like mecha, like we don't like mecha.
Not at all.
And we love it. And we absolutely love it. So let's get into
after L, man. After L is rough. It's not terrible.
L's so good. And Light.
L is so good together. Like him and Light's their conflict together is amazing.
But you know what it is? Lelouch is just like that balance. He's such a balanced character. We're gonna have to do a topic video. I'm gonna have to rewatch Death Note and stuff and just go like argue why I think Lelouch is better than L or Light. But let's go into another anime where we think it's another kind of like, I like to call it the introduction anime, and Chase has been mentioning it here and there, but I think we should talk about it. I think because it is a like, you know, a granddaddy of people who got into anime because of the show and because of the manga, and that's Naruto.
Okay,
yeah, because with me, I'm older than you, Chase. So with me back in the day, I'm a little bit older. Just not that by hair.
You've been with the series a lot longer than I have.
Oh yeah. So like with Naruto, actually, Naruto is the series that regained my love for anime, because back in the day in Toonami in the 90s and early 2000s, I used to watch Dragon Ball Z and a show called Tenchi Muyo, which I'll touch upon later. And then like those were the big ones, right? Those were the Dragon Ball Z was the big one. At school, we would always talk about it. It was kind of like, did you see that episode? And then I stopped watching anime for a while until like my teenage years. And then my uncle showed me an episode, and it's the episode with Sasuke versus Orochimaru. And during the Chunin exam, remember when he first gives him the curse mark?
Yeah, the curse mark.
And it's funny because I'm like, when I'm watching this episode, because my uncle's the one that tried to get me into that anime, you know, and bless his little heart, he got me into it finally. So I'm watching this episode, and I'm like, dude, who the fuck is this guy? This guy is badass. And I was referring to Sasuke while Naruto was down, right? And then my uncle goes, "You like Sasuke?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's a badass." He's like, "Yeah, everybody likes Sasuke." Like, it's so funny because the manga was farther ahead, and then I was barely seeing this episode. So I watched that episode. I was in Denver, Colorado, came back, and at this time, Chase, like I said, you're a little bit of youngin'. I had a big box of an internet. It was worse than the interconnection you have right now.
Yeah.
And I went through every episode going up to the Chunin exam or whatever was at that point. We're in the manga and the anime.
Yeah.
And I fell right back into anime because of Naruto, and I know you're a huge Naruto fan.
Yeah.
And we're both Naruto fans.
Yeah.
How did you get into Naruto, man?
So, no, Sakura.
Like Sakura.
I mean,
Sakura.
I mean, I would fuck Sakura, but fuck her too. No,
I like mommy Sakura right now. I think she's
Mommy Sakura is a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, Sakura in the actual Naruto series was
It's
just
she,
bad.
and they never tried to. They never really improve her. They improve her as a fighter, but they never improve her as a character. She is always like, sorry to say it, but she's a bitch. Like she is
Well,
just
well,
the worst at
Kishimoto
times.
Kishimoto didn't know what the fuck to do with her,
They
and
yeah
his actual editors, Kishimoto's the creator of Naruto, and his
yeah
actual editors were like,
okay
dude, why don't you have Hinata be the main protagonist, one of the main girls? And he
yeah.
didn't do that. And he. It's funny because he did Sakura as a resemblance to his wife. So that tells you something. But yeah,
Yeah,
Chase,
that.
how'd you get
Sorry.
into this, man? How did you get into Naruto?
So Naruto, so in high school and stuff like that, I didn't watch anime growing up. It just wasn't. I didn't have any anime friends, so no one told me to start watching it. No one. I watched Dragon Ball Z a little bit with my brother, and that was about it. It was the only thing he watched. So I watched it with him. And then I think my senior year of high school, I had no shows to watch, and I said I want to try this Naruto anime because my friends at work kept telling me about it, and
Yeah.
I mean I was hooked onto it. It's the second the Zabuza arc, man. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
Zabuza arc ended, I was like, dude, I want to watch all this. I didn't know at the time when I was watching it too. I was just watching Naruto on Netflix. I didn't know that wasn't the entire series. What was on Netflix? I didn't know Shippuden existed.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
dedicated. So I had no clue I was going into. But man, like it was such an awesome thing for my first anime to watch because everyone else around me had watched it. Everyone that I knew at work and stuff, they had watched it. They know the series. They're all diehards. So like as I'm into it, I'm telling them like, oh yeah, I'm in the tuning exam arc, dude. I'm like, Sasuke is about to fight Gaara, and I have no idea what's coming up, and I can just see their faces, like light up, knowing that something's coming.
Yeah, and that's like the for your friends it's probably like the best thing to see you
Oh
just like
yeah,
to not know what you're getting into.
yeah,
Um yeah, actually, the Zabuza arc, I think that was a great way, to start it off because that's like the heart of Naruto, right?
yeah,
I mean, you see the rivalry with him and Sasuke. You see Kakashi Sensei and how badass he is. You
yeah,
see Zabuza and you see was it Haku, and like that was the emotional part because you have the fight between all of them. You have the deaths. You see Naruto's growth. You see Naruto come back to that, or Sasuke come back to that bridge later on down the road when they built the Naruto bridge. So there's a lot
yeah,
of like callbacks and like that was a great arc. That was a great
yeah.
arc to kick off
It's a
Naruto.
phenomenal. I honestly think it's up there. It's alongside the tuning exam arc. I think it's the like I love that arc personally. I think it's my favorite. It might be my favorite arc in the original Naruto series,
Yeah.
not
So,
counting Shippuden.
and then uh, just to let you, Paul, the Shaman King. I hear about Shaman King. Just to read Paul's message real
No,
quick.
no, you're good.
Shaman King,
I
like
love
yeah, I hear
Neji.
about it, and I wanna see that. I heard that it took a while, like it was they did an anime, a couple years came by, and then now they're coming back with it. I think
Yeah,
I heard that, but I need to check out Shaman King. But going back to Naruto,
yeah,
Naruto was such a unique character because the guy's a fucking ninja
yeah.
and he's wearing bright ass orange colors and
Bright
blonde
ass
hair
orange.
and
Yeah,
blue eyes.
like
It's
he's
like
very sneaky. Yeah,
yeah, and then you had Sasuke, and Sasuke was just a cool looking fucking
badass
character.
dude. Yeah,
Such a cool
Neji was
character.
badass too, man. I agree. Neji was
Uh,
my
uh
favorite for a good second. I agree with Paul on that one. For a good
so
second, I switched, but
so
yeah,
Neji, let's get into Neji real quick because I don't
we
think we
can't.
talk enough about
Yeah,
Neji. So Neji, in my opinion, was so much better in the first half of Naruto, and then Naruto Shippuden happened, and they like I don't know what the fuck Kishimoto did, but they really
yeah,
dropped his ass. Like
yeah.
they
We
did not
those.
develop as much as he should have been developed.
Yeah, we won't spoil it for you, Paul. But if Neji's your favorite character, he does
Don't
not get
you
very
better
little. He gets very little love in Shippuden, which is so disappointing.
you better fucking get on another goddamn character.
Yeah, which
uh,
I kind of did because there was my favorite characters in the second half of
yeah,
Shippuden.
you better fucking get on that Shikamaru train.
Yeah, 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 hundred
But
percent.
dude, but Neji's look in the fucking first half of Naruto is
Oh, so
awesome.
badass, so badass. So
I don't know why they didn't stick with something like that in the
well,
second.
why they didn't do anything else on the Hyuga in general? Because during the tuning exam, like the Hyuga had this moment where like they were enslaving their own people, like, and
Yeah.
they didn't discuss, and they never went back into that for the rest of the series. It's like why?
Now they do
Why
touch
wasn't?
upon a lot of the Hyuga later on,
Yeah.
But the actual kind of like that conflict, that little civil war that's going on, they never really touch upon it.
Yeah.
But like it's all about when you think about Naruto, the problem that that's why you didn't get too much of Neji is because the Uchihas were getting all
Yeah.
into that,
They got all the love. The Ichigo's got
all
all the story writing.
all. But fucking Neji was a beast. I mean, of course, I love. Okay, so if we're going to the tuning exams, one of my favorite arcs of all time, I love Neji versus Naruto.
Yeah.
It
It's a
had
great
because
fight.
because then knowing like because I was a big Naruto and Hinata shipper. I thought like this makes sense. I love
Yeah.
Hinata as a character. She's
Mm.
not the main character, which I'm fine with, but she has
Yeah.
like those qualities that I really like. And
Yeah.
then Naruto's like kind of like that outspoken, but they seem to really fit each other. So the
They do.
build up to that fight, when they first when he goes to the training grounds and she's there, and then she kind of cheers him up because he's kind of not a he doesn't feel confident going against that Neji in the matchup, and then
Yeah.
I love that setup. And then when you get to the fight, Chase, you get into the fucking Kurama. You get
Yeah.
into like what Kurama, like a little taste of what Kurama could do
Yeah.
against Neji, and
Is it
Neji's
Kurama or
still holding his
Yeah.
own.
Oh yeah,
It's
Neji's a
good.
freaking baller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Neji's like his fucking defense is amazing. And then Hinata's dad looking on and just like, yeah, this dude is gonna take over the goddamn clan. I
Yeah.
mean, Neji was at that point, Neji was a beast. And then
Yeah.
Neji, we always want to see the Neji versus Rock Lee,
Yeah.
Neji and Sasuke,
Yeah.
Neji and Gara. Like that's
They
how
never
great
gave
Neji
it.
was.
They
That's
never
how
gave
great he
us
was.
any of that though.
I know. But the Neji and Naruto fight needed to happen and just really stepped up Naruto's game for sure. What's your thoughts on it, Chase?
But
Breaking out a little bit. I'm gonna continue then.
I'm lagging a
A little
bit.
bit. You're lagging. Yeah, you're lagging a little bit. Just take a breather. Take a piss. You're good.
Lagging.
But no, that Neji and Naruto fight was freaking was amazing, man. I mean, I just love the overall the back. I mean, there was a lot of dialogue in the fight, but when the fight actually went, the one moment I remember a lot is when Naruto does this little spin and fucking, and then also the kunai hand to hand combat. Naruto being able to just bring the Kurama chakra out, even though he got blocked with all the other chakras. Like I freaking love the fight, even though it wasn't just like a maybe not as action as Gara and Sasuke's fight, but or Rock Lee and Gara's fight. But I freaking loved it. I freaking loved that fight. Chase, you're back with me, buddy. You go take your little piss. I think Chase is back. We'll see. But that's one of my favorite fights. Paul, hey, thanks for commenting, Paul. I see a lot of comments from you, man. Let's get to your comments real quick. Gara's amazing. I love Gara as a character. I actually want a statue of Gara pretty soon. Uh, he gone again. I know he's gone again. Chase's internet sucks. He lives in like he lives in very far away, basically. So I'm gonna give Chase a moment to breathe a little bit. But Naruto is a series that I think, like Dragon Ball Z before it, really brought in a lot of people. It wasn't, I don't think as I think maybe it just wasn't as big in Japan as it is here. I think it's bigger here actually in America. But they're both like equally like I mean Naruto is huge. Nowadays Naruto is, Naruto has been huge. But for me like the anime I mentioned earlier, for me it's definitely Naruto is that Dragon Ball Z for the new generation, and then we're getting a new generation now. That's what I was talking about earlier about My Hero Academia. But Naruto was really ignited my love for anime again. Let's see, we got Chase back on the game. Chase, we back. See if he answers us in a minute. Are you talking about Shaman King, Paul? Yeah, I know Shaman King's pretty popular in the manga world, so I think I need to check Shaman King out because a lot of anime
Hear me?
reviewers. Yeah, I can hear you, Chase. I think you're talking about Shaman King, right, Paul? So about the anime earlier, or are you talking about Death Note? Because yeah, we'll get into Death Note in a little bit. Because Death Note was another one where I think merchandise wise is a huge seller. But Naruto, fucking Naruto is not like it was One Piece and Naruto had this big rivalry, and but Naruto ended up going to another.
Yeah,
Of course, we
true.
have Boruto next generation. So, you're back, Chase. Are we back?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What are your thoughts, man? What is like?
I am back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Paul. That again.
Okay. I know you're. I think you're good for a little bit, then you start lagging a little bit. Was that question to me? Can you hear me, Chase?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Kakaguru. I haven't seen Kakaguru.
Can you hear me?
I could hear you.
Okay. I'm trying, dude. I'm freaking trying with this damn Wi-Fi. It's such a pain.
It's all right. It's all right. So, thoughts on Naruto, real quick. Like, what is your overall favorite characters, arcs,
Okay.
all that good stuff?
So with Naruto and stuff, like my love for it draws down to like the human aspect of it, and like how much Naruto connects with the villains. Like I love the villains. I think the villains are my favorite part because villains are not necessarily villains; they're broken people.
That's true.
And just
Toby,
even Madara has, he has his reasons. They're kind of justified in some reasons to why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I just love how Naruto breaks down the human aspect of like, is peace possible between people? And like, it's such a deeper story than I ever expected. And man, I love my favorite character. You already kind of said it. It's Toby, man. I love Toby. I'm not going to spoil his real name, but still love Toby. And like his character development and learning about, people give him shit because they thought everything he did to become who he was.
No, yeah, Toby. Like in the beginning, I was interested in him, but I think if I had to pick like a baddie, I think everybody goes Madara. Madara is like such a freaking beast.
Because he has
Yeah, go for it.
I would say everyone loves his freaking entrance, dude. His entrance, one of the most badass entrances any anime villain has ever done.
And people love Itachi. Itachi's a big one.
It's hard not to love,
but I love Pain. Pain is fucking badass, dude. I love the thought of Pain. I thought Pain is great to me. Madara is fantastic. But you're right. The villains are what really, like Orochimaru. Like in the first half of Naruto, Orochimaru versus the third. Is it third Hokage? Third Hokage, right?
Yeah.
I guess the third Hokage was fucking badass. That was great. Yeah. That fight doesn't get enough recognition. That fight was awesome. Sir Toby was amazing. Like he's a badass Hokage, Sir Toby.
He is, and people don't give him enough credit. He's a terrible mentor to Naruto. He kind of broke his promise, but to Minato, but still.
I know. And Minato is pretty great. The fourth Hokage. The Hokages are all great. They all have flaws. But overall, they're all really cool. Even Tsunade, when Tsunade gets introduced, she's pretty badass character.
Hagashi? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen Higurashi. So yeah, Naruto definitely.
Say that. Hagashi.
I mean, we're gonna butcher the names here. I mean, it's really hard to say some of these names.
Am I lagging again?
I can hear you.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. I can hear you. It's just like in and out, pretty much on your end.
Like I said, I apologize to you, Paul. I know you miss me when I'm gone, but I'm trying my best here.
So let's move from Naruto then. Let's move from Naruto.
Yeah.
Is there an anime that you absolutely have seen that you just absolutely love and you got to talk about it?
Man, it's hard. There's 1,000. There's 1,000 animes I want to talk about. That's what's so hard. Man, but there's one that keeps coming back to my head that no one ever talks about, and I've talked to you about once. I don't think you said you haven't seen it yet. Man, and I just love it so much. It's Assassination Classroom. And
Oh, it's actually, I've read it. I've read a little bit.
You read it? I love that Assassination Classroom and Love is War is two of the animes that like I will go back and rewatch a ton because they're hilarious. And Assassination Classroom, to me, it's so funny. It's weirdly relatable in some stances, but
the premise of it.
It's such a crazy premise, but it works so well, and it's got an emotional story too. Like I don't think I ever cried harder to an ending than Assassination Classroom. Like I don't think an ending to an anime ever made me really like miss that anime as much as Assassination Classroom did.
It's such a weird, like the main the person they're trying to assassinate looks so weird, and
he looks crazy,
and it's a crazy premise, but it fucking works, man. Like it's fun.
For Paul, you said you haven't seen it yet. So Assassination Classroom, if you haven't heard anything about it, it's essentially. Can you hear me? Am I back? Okay. Yeah. So Assassination Classroom is essentially about this big yellow octopus that has the face of the old Walmart logo. Remember when Walmart used to have that smiley face?
Oh, that's a great way to say it.
That's how
exactly.
He looks like that. He's like that with octopus tentacles, and he can move at Mach 20 speed. And he's the teacher of this classroom. And the premise of the show is the classroom has to kill him and assassinate him before he destroys the earth in like a few months. And he's teaching them how to do it. Even though he said he wants to destroy the earth, he's teaching these kids how to assassinate him. And the show basically, like every episode's like he's teaching them how to assassinate, but it's also teaching them like life lessons and things like that, and helping them learn school. That character, the octopus character named Koro Sensei, is like one of my favorite characters of any anime. Like he's such a lovable character. It's insane.
Yeah, I love how I never even thought about the Walmart thing.
He looks just like he's the Walmart.
That's freaking hilarious.
That's what he is, dude. It's such a weird. It's such a weird show. I didn't think I was gonna like.
Oh, Paul,
it, but I got into it. I was like, God, this.
Sorry to cut you off, Chase. Paul put Prison School, and Prison School was actually my shit. But Prison School has anime-wise, it stopped at season 2, but Prison School in a manga, and it's so bad.
Really?
So bad. Like everybody was pissed. I'm super pissed at that. I'll cover that later on in my videos and stuff because probably I'm gonna be doing a Prison School explain video on the ending of Prison School, because Prison School was hilarious, man. It was great writing. It was crazy, and then the ending of that was terrible. But now, Chase, I gotta watch the actual anime Assassination Classroom. I read the manga.
You should. Of it. And I also recommend Love is War.
Love is War. Yeah. If we're gonna go to comedy real quick, I'm gonna go an anime I'm gonna highly recommend, and I think you could find. The problem is, so it was dubbed by Funimation, but I think they only got sub on Hulu. Okay. But I recommend looking for the dub version, because this is one of the animes I've got I watched when I got right back into anime, and that's Desert Punk, man. Fucking Desert Punk is hilarious. The dub version, the sub's good, but the dub is actually phenomenal. Yeah. Because they use a lot of the pop culture references. The voice acting is phenomenal. It's about like this tiny guy, or this tiny mercenary guy. It's a wasteland. It's kind of like an apocalyptic kind of scenario going on, but it's hilarious. Just to let you know, the main mercenary protagonist that we follow, his name is Kanta, and he loves boobs. He loves boobs. He loves women. He's not good at getting them, and he's confident, and he's a piece of shit. He'll stab you in the back just for money. Like, It's such a he's such a awful character when you think about it, but he's so lovable. He's kind of like Michael Scott from The Office, but just not stupid, just more
Yeah,
arrogant, just more of an asshole.
yeah.
But he's a lovable asshole.
I'll have to check it out. I haven't
uh,
heard of Despot either. I hadn't heard of
uh,
that one.
oh, Desert Punk is phenomenal, and he goes
Yeah.
against like he has this rivalry with this guy named Rain Spider.
Hmm.
It's there's a lot of amazing jokes
Yeah.
in there, amazing jokes.
I'll check that one. And when you talk about, you said that one has a good English dub.
Oh, the English dub is where I would tell you to go for
Yeah.
sure. Like Desert Punk is hands down. I don't think anybody has really taught. I don't think anybody really knows. Like
I
Paul, you don't know what Desert Punk is. I'm not surprised.
yeah.
Like Desert Punk was like when it hit the Funimation in early on in the early 2000s, but
Yeah.
then like it's on Hulu, but it's only sub, and I would say you should watch the sub too. But the dub is where it's at. The dub is amazing. Desert
Yeah.
Punk is phenomenal. I love
Yeah.
it's a comedy. The ending's okay, but throughout the whole
I,
series, it's fantastic.
I do love a good dub. So let's check
At
it
one
out.
at one point, he has to hide because somebody tracking him and his
Yeah.
partner, and then no matter what they do, they can't outrun the sniper. At one point, uh, no, I'm not gonna spoil it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Okay.
It's pretty damn good.
I'll watch it. I'll check it out.
Okay, so let's so those are some of the animes that we have are recommending. I mean, we started off with kind of like the big name ones, maybe some
Yeah.
you haven't heard before,
I can recommend a lot of animes.
and we'll do that next stream when Chase has
Yeah.
better Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I promise.
But let's get into real quick. Let's get into one. What is one anime you absolutely hated that you're like,
So,
why the fuck did I even watch this?
no, I haven't seen JoJo yet. JoJo is like Paul. I keep thinking about JoJo. I just don't know. I'm so scared of JoJo. Like I look at it, and like if someone walks into me watching JoJo, I'm just scared of that. But
My buddy was telling me to watch JoJo because like I
really,
guess he was telling me like he hasn't seen it, but he's seen a clip of like I guess whoever this character is, he has
yeah,
magic bullets or little people as bullets. And he like literally people are bullets. So when he shoots them, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get this fucker!" And like they,
yeah,
like it's kind of a funny scenario. So I gotta check
yeah.
out JoJo.
I'm so
But
scared of JoJo, but I need to see it. But if you're talking about animes I hate, going back to that, there's only one anime I hated like that I man I was so disappointed in because I heard so much about it and it's got probably the greatest first opening of all freaking time.
hmm.
Bro, Tokyo Ghoul sucks. Like Tokyo
Oh,
Ghoul
I forgot all about Tokyo
sucks,
Ghoul.
dude. Oh my god, it's the only anime that I watched so far that I was like, dude, this is terrible. Like the first season, phenomenal. It hooks you in so much. Like the characters, the world, like it's so interesting, and the opening, of course, phenomenal. But man, second season 2 starts from the very minute the opening starts. It's terrible. It's just it goes.
Totally forgot about Tokyo Ghoul.
So
I missed that.
fast, and it
Huh.
tries to bring itself back, but it never can.
Yeah,
Never can.
well, Tokyo Ghoul, it differs so much off from the manga because Tokyo Ghoul, the manga is done.
Yeah,
And the ending, I guess I saw the ending. And it looks like it's a lot better than what the hell they gave you. And because I saw season
yeah,
1, I didn't see season 2 or
yeah,
season 3, but a lot of people were so
no,
on board with Tokyo Ghoul, and
yeah.
then like the popularity just went downhill for sure.
I think I've heard some people try to defend Tokyo Ghoul like the show, but those people that defend it are the
Uh
manga
huh.
readers. The manga I heard is phenomenal, but man, like the show is just terrible. Like the
But if
show
you
doesn't follow the manga. Like at least the second season doesn't follow the manga, and the third season I believe they try to follow it, but it's already so fucked up they just can't. They just can't.
Yeah, because anime, what it is, it's a big commercial. It's a
Yeah,
big advertisement for you to read the manga. That's what anime
yeah,
is basically. You'll be lucky to get to for them to finish off an anime series, especially
yeah,
like an anime series that are not big names like Tokyo Ghoul, Death Note, Naruto, and all that stuff.
yeah.
But with Tokyo Ghoul, like what the fuck,
Tokyo
like
Ghoul is Oh man, it's the one anime, like, it needs to be given the Full Metal Alchemist treatment. It needs to be
Yeah.
redone. It needs, because if the manga is that good and the show itself, like, man, it was so promising, and there's so much around it that's really good that if they simply gave more episodes, like, the problem with the show is it goes way too quick. It gives you so many characters so fast, and you have no clue what's going on. You have zero. They don't explain anything. If it just took its time and explained the situations at hand and like explain the characters that we are learning, it would be so much better. But they don't. It needs to be redone. It needs to be redid because it could be a really great show.
Yeah, I mean, you can't rely on, if you're a manga reader, that's cool, but this is an anime. Some people don't read the manga and just watch the anime. So if the anime is not doing its job, then like, that's not gonna want them to fucking even go and read the manga, because the anime is that bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Inters interspecies reviewers.
What does that mean? Are we aliens?
I don't know.
I haven't watched Sword Art Online yet. That's on my queue right now. That's like one of the next things I plan on watching.
I saw the first 2 seasons and I never went back to the series. If
Really?
interspecies, I don't know why interspecies
Full Metal Alchemist, brother.
Reminds me of a Parasite.
We should mention, because we were recently talking about Full Metal Alchemist, Paul. I don't know if you agree with Danny here, but Danny thinks the original series is better than Brotherhood.
Now I'm going back and I'm watching both. So I'm watching the original one and then I'm watching the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
But in my mind, because I watched Brotherhood, I didn't finish Brotherhood, but I finished the manga.
You didn't?
I know it's super close. And then I did finish, of course, the original Full Metal Alchemist anime series. I'm saying it's better just because, for now, until I watch both of them, just because I think the conclusion with the movie is fantastic. Like, that's exactly what I think. I think that series was fantastic. And the voice acting. I thought the voice acting was better.
Voice acting was better. It was, and it wasn't a bad series by any means. It wasn't like Tokyo Ghoul where it's complete trash. It was good. It just got, to me, Brotherhood was just better. Brotherhood just had, I mean, and it was partly because of the time. Like, Brotherhood was made in a time where animation got better, and they had way more and better action sequences. Like, Mustang, dude, is such a badass in Brotherhood, and he's not that much in the original series.
But you know what? But Mustang does his job though in the original series, and
he does his job.
And Scar is so great too in the original series.
Yeah, Scar is amazing in the original series.
And then I think Rose has a little bit better. I guess she gets a little bit more done. Yeah, maybe we'll see. I'm gonna have to watch it all over again. Watch that, and you're gotta wonder how is that not hentai? Basically, it's almost that. Paul, you recommending fucking hentai, man? I mean, there's been some anime series like what the fuck?
That's is going the next on here?
Podcast. So exactly. I have two as worst anime for me. A lot of people are not going to know what this anime is, but this is like one of the first animes that I watched, and I was like, this was a fucking waste of my time. I don't know why I was invested in it. It's got a manga. Of course, it's called Jyo-OC, which is a weird. It's an anime about two brothers who get left on a planet. One actually brother. It's not a spoiler because it happens in the fucking first episode. But one of the brother dies, and the other brother kind of survives, and he kind of like is leader of this. He becomes a leader of this clan in this planet.
Yeah.
And it's fucking weird. The ending sucks. The chick who saved him and loved him this whole time, he ends up like fucking saying, "Nah, you're a sister to me. I don't fucking like you." And he goes into this other chick, and then that chick dies, and it's like a mess. It's such a mess, and it's so stupid. And the ending is just phenomenally bad. Like it makes no sense. It's super. It's not that long at all, but it seems like it needed more material. So that's one of them. If you've ever heard of Jyo-OC, it's like a silverhead guy with a bandana on. Don't watch it. Don't watch it and don't read it. I have seen Overlord a little bit. I really couldn't get into it. Another anime that I absolutely hated when I thought was the biggest fucking disappointment was actually Berserk 2016. Not the old Berserk, because Berserk is phenomenal and it's really fucked up. It's a fucked up anime. But Berserk 2016, the problem with that was the CGI usage that they use on that.
Really? Because I was literally thinking about watching that. I had that on the queue too.
It's fucking terrible. Like the fights suck. Like I want my Berserk to go back to old school animation. That was fucking terrible. So Berserk 2016 is one of my worst animes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But you totally like. I didn't think about Tokyo Ghoul for sure.
I'm watching the trailer right now for Interspecies Reviewers.
It's a
Interspecies. It's an anime. It's a newer one.
Oh, lower that down, Chase. They're gonna hit me with that copyright strike.
All
man.
right, I took it off. But it says Interspecies Reviewers is a Japanese.
Oh, how
fantasy
you not
sex
seen
comic.
Berserk? Come on, man. Berserk.
I haven't seen Berserk either, man. So don't.
Chase,
don't,
how have
don't
you not
get-
seen Berserk? Berserk
I
is
literally have it on the queue right now. I've been thinking about
fucking
it.
brutal. The manga is way worse. The manga is actually worse. But look up clips of Berserk.
I've been such in like a lighthearted, like slice of life anime like the last year or so because like. I mean, I've watched nothing but lighthearted stuff. I need to go back. Like, I think Attack on Titan is the first like brutal anime that I've gone back to.
And Attack on Titan has been like, some people would say that's the greatest anime of all time.
Yeah,
I haven't watched season 4 yet because I want to wait till it's done so I could binge it. I know what's going on with the manga right now. Last chapter.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know what because they switched studios. They went to Mappa, so I don't know what the art style is really on that one just yet.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, the storyline of Attack on Titan, the anime, like for adapting from the source material, Attack on Titan is one of the greatest animes I've seen because they're really true to the source material.
Yeah.
And they have everything going on with it, and it made me like not hate Eren as much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But you talk about slice of life. Let's get before we finish this off. Let's actually recommend a slice of life because we've been talking about like a lot of different kind of genre of animes. What is your go-to slice of life anime?
So I've already mentioned it a couple times, man, because I keep talking about animes I love. But you've only seen the first season, man. You gotta get into it, man. It gets so good.
You're throwing all this shit at us, and then you haven't seen the big players, dude.
Yeah, dude. Attack on Titan, man. Like, oh god, new season's insane. But no, going back to Slice of Life. Slice of Life. I mentioned it earlier, man. I love, along with Assassination Classroom, dude. Love is War. Love is War.
You keep telling me about this.
I've recommended it to you a couple times. It's not like.
Dude, we were going good for a minute, and then Chase's stream or his little Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no, that's well for it. And I wouldn't say it's like it's but it's more comic on it's like comedy and stuff like that. And it's
well, Chase is out again. Next time, I think we're going to try to figure out the streaming problem with Chase. So maybe I'll just edit this down a little bit. Poor Chase. Poor Chase's internet. I mean, if you want to go internet, you got to go Xfinity, and you got to get the best package available. I'm not paid for that promo right there. Just throwing it out there, guys. So as Chase was talking about that, I'm going to just go ahead and talk about my main... Chase is back. Let's see. All right, Chase. We're almost there. We're almost there at the end, Chase. Where we at?
I'm trying.
Go ahead and what were you saying? Because we totally didn't understand what you were saying.
I'm trying. I'm coming.
All right. So what are you saying about love? Is it Love is War? Is that what you're talking about? Oh yeah, the little red.
Okay, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear it? No. Give it a... Yeah, I was speaking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this on the channel.
Okay,
Paul. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I can hear you.
I'm sorry, Paul.
You better be sorry. You better be on your knees saying sorry to everybody who watches.
Okay, let me try. Every time
I'm gonna talk. My turn. I will talk first. While Chase figures out his Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm gonna. So my slice of life. I think. You know what? I think old school anime fans will know what this is, and if you haven't, go fucking watch it after the stream. It's on YouTube. 2 to 26. I'm gonna mute Chase real quick. I'm gonna mute him real quick. You're gonna just listen to me. So the slice of life anime that I'm gonna talk about is gonna be, or I recommend after you watch the stream, is go watch Tenchi Universe, the second OVA to Tenchi Muyo, which Tenchi Muyo is amazing on its own, but it gets really convoluted, really crazy because they have more OVAs continuing that OVA. But the second OVA, Tenchi Universe, it's just a nice beginning to end storyline. They didn't tack on any more episodes or anything like that. I'm saying that Tenchi Universe is phenomenal. It's a great slice of life. It has that nice little homey kind of feel. Like you just could sit down, relax as a relaxation. Uh, the characters, Ryoko is my favorite. She's a space pirate. It's your typical anime where a guy gets all these girls into his life. They all like him. But it's different in a way where it doesn't stay at his house. They actually go on to this epic adventure, and this adventure is phenomenal. I love it. And then the lore of it, I mean, Tenchi Universe is fantastic, and Tenchi is a great protagonist, even though he was he's not, you could tell who he would choose out of all the girls at the end of the series. But as the series goes along, you see the relationship he builds with everybody, and you're really all for it. And you love all these characters: Kiyone, Mihoshi, Ryoko, Sasami, Washu is amazing as well. Uh, it's an older anime. It really kind of picked up steam in Tenchi or in Toonami in the early '90s, but it is phenomenal. You need to check it out. The character designs are great. The fights are great. The humor is fantastic. I recommend the dub version. There's no way to other than to watch it then dub. So that's a fantastic kind of slice of life anime. It's a mix of slice of life with a lot of different elements to it for sure.
Am I back? Am I
You're
back?
back,
Am I here?
Chase.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
so sorry, man. I'm trying. Okay. I'm not gonna apologize anymore. I can't help it. All right.
All right.
So your anime sounded great. I'm sure it was amazing. But when Slice is Life, I'm going back. I can talk about it again. Love is War is for me. It's a really rewatchable show. I love the comedy behind it. It's basically about these two characters that are like kind of like they're the smartest. They're part of the student council. One's the president, one's the vice president, and they like each other, but they want the other one to say that to admit it. They're both very smart and very dominant people that they don't want to be the ones to. They believe if they say "I love you" first to the other person, then they'll be dominated, like they'll be ran over or whatever. And so every episode is basically them trying to get the other one to confess their love for each other. And it's so funny, man. It's so relatable in a lot of sense. It's got it, I don't know. I just really love the characters in it. I think they're super funny, and there's really like heartwarming between them,
Okay.
and their constant struggle back and forth with each other to finally just admit that they love each other.
I still gotta get on that. I'll watch that soon.
Yeah,
Soon
do
for
it,
sure.
do it.
Um, all right, we got a couple of animes out there. We got a couple of animes that we hated.
Mm-hmm.
Don't watch Berserk. Do not watch Berserk 2016.
Don't try Tokyo Ghouls. First season will hook you in, but it's a trap.
Akira is actually one of my favorite all-time it's an anime movie. I think it is my favorite
Oh
anime
yeah,
movie
you
of all
you
time.
you keep recommending me that one. I need to watch it.
I fucking love it. And then the manga
Yeah.
is phenomenal. It's actually better than the movie, but I love both of them. But yeah, I mean those are like the key animes that you kind of want. We recommend that you watch, and then we'll later on when we do more streams, we'll talk about more animes that people seem to not know of.
Yeah.
Like your Gurren Lagans, like your Bakano. Freaking one I haven't mentioned, School Rumble is a freaking
Yeah.
fantastic one.
Yeah.
So we'll recommend more. Chase, you were reading the
I was reading the synopsis to Interspecies Reviewers. It was about. Let me double check again. Let me see. I had it right here. It was about. It was Interspecies Reviewers is a Japanese fantasy sex comedy manga. So it's a
Yep,
sex comedy manga written
there you
by.
go.
Yeah. It's about. It's a sex comedy. I mean that sex is funny to me. So yeah, this would be.
Well, if you like I mean, there's always fan. We'll touch upon fan service animes maybe next time. There's a Sekirei. There's a fucking Fairy Tale, which is humongous
Yeah.
in bringing in.
I.
Yeah, High School of the Dead. That's right. My thumbnail's High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead such a good time. I love Psycho in there. Just to talk about High School of the Dead real quick, since that is my thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
I don't necessarily like all the characters at all. I like just that one particular character, the purple hair psycho. Her name is Psycho, and she's kind of a psycho in there. But there's boobies, there's sniper shots, there's bullets that go through boobies. There's school uniforms. Like it's a super fan service. There's like a lot of on the edge kind of, not necessarily hentai because there's not really any sex scenes. It's more of like kind of like just revealing a lot of these women, these anime women. Um, I gotta say I started watching Fairy Tail but stopped. Fairy Tail is just a an anime and manga that I
was
do the
gonna
same thing.
I was gonna tell you. Remember yesterday, Danny, when I told you there's 2 animes I don't care for. Fairy Tail is the second one. Tokyo Ghoul's the one I actually hate. Fairy Tail I don't hate, but man, I started it and I was just like, why does anyone like this? And just stopped. I was just like, the main character was good. Like there was some I could see a little bit, but it just wasn't for me. I was like, it's just not for me.
Yeah, I mean, High School DxD, I couldn't get into it, but like Fairy Tail, it really dropped the ball when like nobody was dying. There was no there's just no consequences. Yeah, there's nothing, man. There was nothing. It felt like it definitely felt fan servicey. I did like some of the couples that are in there, but honestly, like it didn't grasp me like I wanted to. And then also, another funny one is that I'll touch upon real quick is Shin-Chan. Shin-Chan is fucking funny. It's you're following along like it's like a crayon looking kind of anime with this boy who and he lives with his parents and his baby sister, and it's fucking hilarious. There's a new anime coming from the maker of Fairy Tail. Yeah, so the maker of Fairy Tail, he has a manga out there, and it's super similar to. It's pretty much looks just like Fairy Tail. The main protagonist looks like fucking Natsu and Lucy. It's so lazy. I do not recommend it. And then we didn't even touch upon Bleach. We'll touch upon Bleach since the new season's coming on.
There's a lot of anime we haven't touched upon. Like I was going to recommend to you Jujutsu Kaisen because you haven't seen it yet.
I need to get into that.
The season ends next week. I'm watching the English dub, so I'm already partway through, but it lives up to the hype. I wouldn't say Demon Slayer good, but it's damn near close.
We didn't even talk about Demon Slayer. We'll talk about Demon Slayer next 100%. Time because the movie's coming out in America finally.
The movie, and that'll be a whole separate thing, really. The movie and the season 2.
Oh, I can't wait for season 2. Like Demon Slayer is like one of my most favorite right now that I'm watching. And there's the character not even changed. The name is Hap. Oh, I know, so stupid. The Fairy Tail creator's so goddamn lazy. So we're gonna end it here. We'll talk more anime in the future. And then Chase, maybe we'll talk about some NFL football news if you guys are into that too. But these are the recommendations we give you guys to start off. You barely get into anime. Some of the ones you don't want to watch. I know a lot of people you're just gonna get disappointed in Tokyo Ghoul, and you're just gonna get disappointed in Berserk 2016. But we'll touch upon more. We'll give you more recommendations, but these are the recommendations we give you right now. So I want to thank Chase. Chase, where can we find you on Twitch?
So I'm at Overdue Bob at 50.
Uh-huh.
I'm new, brand new.
You would cut out.
Only done one stream so far.
We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that streaming thing. You can find Chase at Twitch on Overdue Bobcat 50. He's done one stream, but he'll be doing more streams. Same with me. You can find me. You could find. I'm gonna just gotta mute Chase at this point. You can find me at on Twitch at DanMan 80528. And then you can find me on Instagram, Dan the Man Reviews. Then of course you can find me here on YouTube, Dan the Man Reviews. And then I cover, Paul. I actually I have quite a bit of anime videos up, and I do cover a lot of animes. I know you're on a channel that has everything. So this is the pop culture kind of channel that has anime, sometimes games, music, shows, movies, anime. I said anime again. So we cover everything, and then hopefully sports pretty soon. Now let's see how Coco makes it out there. I know. Well, Mayans is just around the corner. We'll talk about more anime solutions. Let's see if I can get Chase in here one more time to say goodbye. Chase, are you in? Are you there? Hello.
Oh, what?
Are you alive?
Hello, I'm back. Are we saying bye?
Yeah, we're saying bye. Was that your bye? I can see your mic.
Wait, am I supposed to say bye more?
Oh, I guess not. Yeah, I already covered your overdue Bobcat 50.
Over to Bobcat 50 on Twitch. Go follow.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yes.
new.
And
Like I
then
said, I will get my Wi-Fi fixed, and you'll see a lot of gaming stuff.
Yeah, man, you make money. Go get a better upgrade.
Oh yeah.
But we will talk more. We'll talk more anime, and then I'll definitely be Moshi Moshi. Oh, there's there's actually another.
Moshi.
There's Triple X Holic. Oh my God, there's so many anime out there that I gotta recommend.
Trust me.
All right,
Next time.
but for now, we're gonna end it here. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. See you later. Thank you, Chase, for joining.